like flipping
this is
tables
the only sample
and
size
going
we have,
crazy.
though.
But 1-2, and it hasn't looked really
And
good
not a great
for
preseason.
maybe 7 of the 9
Yeah.
periods. Yeah, bad preseason. We were like, what is going on here? This looks like
hard to watch.
This looks like it's mud.
Yes.
And then it clearly carries over. The results haven't been there. We've seen, again, 7 of 9 periods being pretty bad, and maybe that's being a little bit generous. Like, really, I've only been impressed one period. It was the third period against the Red Wings yesterday. So it just feels like eventually, if this is going to be what was promised, we're gonna have to see some like serious behavioral change where guys are shot out of a cannon, where they are inspired. They are just giving a little bit extra. It's obvious when a team and players as individuals are like going the extra mile. And that's what I'd like to see tonight, because they've looked like the slower team all the time. They've looked like the team that's going through it from an emotional standpoint, just like hard shifts, fast shifts, quick shifts, and just like the energy and enthusiasm in the game that we expected with a Craig Berube team to be shown over longer stretches of time, because frankly, it just looks sluggish. And I think sluggishness, maybe every now and then, but dragged on under Berube, we were told that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, and I think tonight's the perfect time to put a stop to that. Like, there's a lot of motivated predators on the Nashville team. Stamkos, he loves to play in Toronto, a guy that wants to make the Olympic team, wants to, like, there's a lot going on with Steven Stamkos since his move to Nashville. I don't think it's been great for him. You got Ryan O'Reilly, who stuck it to the Leafs and left, and you got Michael Bunting, remember him? And he's going to be hungry to score. He'll probably get one tonight. Might be another one of my players to watch. Like, those are 3 guys from a team full of people you don't really know that are going to be motivated to play the Leafs tonight. And tonight the Leafs have Ethan Cowan on the top line, who is extremely motivated to stay there. And they'll have the debut of Caden Primo, who's making his start for the Maple Leafs after being kind of in and out of the NHL and the AHL for the last 6 seasons. They've claimed him back on October 6th, and he's going to get the start tonight. And we have a lot to learn about Caden Primo. I mean, we'll probably talk about it in the intermissions, but this could be a guy that's backing up Anthony Stolarz for a month, for 4 months, for the year. So, like, tonight, my eyes are on Caden Primo and Ethan Cowan.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about Caden Primo on the other side, but just very quickly, I wasn't convinced that he was actually going to play for this Maple Leafs team, because
you're seeing it tonight.
They had to go out and get someone, and they went the cheapest route, and that sort of means, hey, let's keep options open. But with Joseph Woll's absence and Anthony Stolarz just not being able to play every day, we're actually going to see Caden Primo instead of maybe Dennis Hill to be called up from the minors. So we'll be Primo tonight. I'll give you the lines very quickly before we go to break. Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, and Easton Cowan on the top line. It will be Michelli with John Tavares and William Nylander. Certainly looking at that line tonight. Robertson, Domi, and McMahon. And the fourth line, which has been very, very good. Well, Juan and Yarncroke with Dakota Joshua on the fourth line tonight. McCabe, Tanev, Riley, Carlo, Benoit, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson with, as you mentioned, Caden Primo getting the start tonight.
Yeah, a lot of intrigue on a Tuesday, October night. Leafs looking to stop their slide, looking to bring some more vibes to the city, who are reeling from 2 Jays losses this weekend. Like, a lot of optimism rides in tonight's game. Let's hope that they rise to the occasion, right?
The turnaround starts now.
Yeah, that's it for all Toronto sports teams. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get you set for Puck Drop on the other side. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Wherever Canadians raise a glass, you'll find Molson. There's a good reason for that. When you've been in Canada for over 230 years, you get around. In the cups and fridges of Canadians, generation after generation, Molson has a beer for everyone. So raise a glass or cup or whatever you pour your Molson in, because it doesn't matter what it's in, it matters where it's from. Canadian, export, ultra, excel, Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama, made precisely for you.
At Newboro, we develop unique plans so people can unlock the equity in their home. Unique like this one. It's called the Wands Plan. Mark and Maria were searching for a way to invest in their future and increase their cash flow. We created a plan with a strong foundation, erased debt, and even helped Maria finish some additional schooling. We think that's pretty smart. Reach out today. We'll work side by side to unlock the equity in your home.
Use your home to get a loan with New Borrow.
License 13115.
When it comes to the best tool for the job, you know it's black and yellow. DeWalt is here to set the standard, put in the work, and get the job done without compromise. Just like you. If you're proud to work in the trades, Team Black and Yellow is for you. Follow at DeWalt_CA on social to join up.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern is second to none. Humble, just, humane, temperate, sincere, dignified, and yes, he wrote this.
People come up to me and go, loved you on Howard every single day. You are pretty much the best interviewer in the world.
You make it happen because you're easy to talk to.
I'm just blown away by the talent you have.
Howard, you bring out the honesty in people, and I love that.
It was fun. I never thought it was going to be like this. I thought I wanted to pull my teeth out.
Only on Howard 100. Now available to most subscribers.
We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore. What's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mountain. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch of highway we haven't been able to cover. So let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken, don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it, there's a chance, rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157.
This is Molson Leafs Hockey. On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert getting you set for Leafs hosting the Predators, both teams on a back-to-back tonight as the Leafs look to stop a losing streak to begin this season. Well, they've lost 2 games.
Yeah, not a great start. Try to flush what's been a less than average, mediocre start, I think you'd say, for the Toronto Maple Leafs through 3 games. Kind of get some of the bad taste out of your mouth after 2 straight losses to the Red Wings and frankly build on what was their best period of the season, in my estimation. The third period that was pretty heartbreaking in the end, Thanksgiving Monday, yesterday in a loss to the Detroit Red Wings. So a good opportunity to bounce back and another good opportunity for Easton Cowan playing on the top line with Austin Matthews.
Yeah, Easton Cowan on the top line, you would think would be my player to watch, but I'm going elsewhere. You can set me up for that tonight.
I will. The player to watch is presented by Bet365. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, I'm going to go with William Nylander, who was called out by Craig Berube in the media. It's been a tough start, a tough offensive production for sure for William Nylander. So I'm going to go with a plus 150 anytime goal. First goal of the game, 10-1, and multi-goal, 12-1 for William Nylander. Let's see how he responds to head coach Craig Berube, and I'll throw in Michael Bunting and Ryan O'Reilly. You know, two former Leafs that might be looking to get some cookies tonight. Plus 300 for Bunting and plus 230 for Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to get some revenge spots with Ryan O'Reilly, who was,
revenge.
You know, not an infamous departure from the Leafs, but a notable. And Michael Bunting, of course, probably wants to show out in his hometown.
All right. The key to victory is brought to you by Rona. Rona knows the game we love is hard on the home, so make sure your home is ready to take on hockey season. Visit Rona.ca for more details. Build it right, build it Rona.
My key to victory is basically one player. It's not an abstract thought. It is one player. It is Caden Primo, making his first NHL start since December 12th, 2024 with the Montreal Canadiens. He spent the back half of that season with the Laval Rocket. This is not a firm and established NHL goaltender, and he's going to be playing pretty important NHL minutes tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs. His first opportunity to make a first impression and to give Anthony Stolar some real stability with Joseph Woll not being an option right now for the Maple Leafs. Caden Primo needs to be good for the Leafs if they're going to win tonight, so he's my key to victory.
Yeah, we teed it up for about half an hour before we came to get you set for puck drop, but, you know, big boys need to be factors tonight. Maybe get a power play goal, play a full 60-minute game. Like, we're asking for a lot here, but we'd like to see the Maple Leafs get back into their winning ways, bring a couple good vibes to the city, and I think that can be done tonight against the Predators team that is good, but not great.
Really tough year last year. They won the offseason. They didn't win the season. They'll have Justice Annunen in net tonight against Caden Primo. Not necessarily a star-studded goaltending
Let's
matchup,
bet the over,
which could result in some goals. So maybe we get an entertaining game tonight, too.
All right, we'll get you set for puck drop. Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph will be on the other side. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Now through October 31st, SiriusXM is giving away a pair of tickets to every MLB postseason game through the World Series. Listen to MLB Network Radio for the clues to be the first caller to correctly name the postseason hero. You'll receive a pair of tickets to an MLB postseason game. MLB Network Radio has your chance to win on SiriusXM 89 in the SiriusXM app. No transportation will be included in connection with these prizes. For full contest information and official rules, visit SiriusXM.com/MLB Postseason Heroes 2025. No purchase necessary. Open only to current SiriusXM subscribers prior to September 19th. You must be a U.S. resident over the age of 18.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott Arniel. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games, certainly with this year and what's kind of going on. It is something that we seriously have to look at, and if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Radio Network.
The Maple Leafs and the Nashville Predators collide here for the first time this season after the Predators have been very successful getting things started this year. They are 2-0-1, fresh off a win in Ottawa. And the starting goaltender is brought to you by Molson. Molson, everyone in. It'll be a battle of the backups. Caden Primo makes his first ever start for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Justus Annunen will get the call in goal for the Nashville Predators.
Yeah, kind of a difficult spot for Caden Primo. It's great that you know you're going to play the second of back-to-back, but at a time when the Leafs are going to need a win and a good performance in goal.
Off the bat, the puck goes down into the Toronto zone. Mple gets it freed up, and it's pushed ahead by Brandon Carlo, and Nylander trying to find the left wing side to Tavares, who just managed to keep it onside. Back to the point. Carlo off the wing. It's passed down into the corner. Tavares trying to free it up. Works it back along by himself. Comes right out in front of the net. And he tried to jam it in the short side, but Annunen was there to cover up. Puck back in the center ice area. The Leafs were full marks for effort, zone time, shots on goal, everything except the bottom line. They gave up a goal lead in the hockey game in the final minute. Losers 3-2 the other night to Detroit as they get it into the slot, and a shot by Tanev rolls in on goal, and the rebound was there, but Nyes couldn't chop it home. Tanev working back in his own zone. Now comes into neutral ice with a pass ahead that's going to slide right in on goal. And the goaltender for the Nashville Predators is going to cover up on that and bring a stoppage of play.
Well, you mentioned the Nashville Predators off to a better start. Last year, Joe made all the changes. Jonathan Marchessault came in. Brady Shea, Steven Stamkos. Played their first 5 at home. Were 0-5 to start the season and lost 13 of their first 18, 22 of their first 29. And by then, playoffs were nothing but a pipe dream. So
2-0-1 now.
Yeah, they needed the better start.
Played out at center ice. Cowan couldn't knock it down. Got a pass from Matthews, but it was intercepted. Brought in over the line by Riley. Into the slot, and a wrist shot taken by Tyson Jost. Goes ramping off a Leaf, sticking up into the screen and out of play. Caden Primo comes from some pretty good NHL stock.
Yes, he does. Wayne and Keith now. Keith is the father?
Yeah,
Wayne.
And
Uncle Wayne.
Uncle Wayne, yeah. Although none of those guys were stupid enough to play goal.
No. I was going to say, I'm sure Keith was thrilled with that decision at a young age.
Yep. Played in over the line by Domi. Down into the zone goes Bobby McMahon. Domi trying to free it up. Does, but is double team. Placed to an open wing. That forces Oliver Ekman-Larsson to the loose puck. Back into the corner then to Domi. Domi gets it off to McMahon. McMahon around back of the net for Robertson. Robertson with skating room and getting it back to the point, and a shot coming high and wide of the Nashville goal. Predators get it out at center. Brought in over the line by O'Reilly. And the linesman says Nay. That is offside. I don't know if he said nay. He had a whistle in his mouth, so he probably did.
Probably. I thought I heard that.
No, it was me.
No. Yeah.
What are you, stupid?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Well, you know what? The language has changed over the years. Like we said, like one of the things nobody says anymore in interviews is the fellas.
It's fellas?
guys.
Yeah,
it's
the
good
guys.
guys.
Yeah, the
a good group of guys.
Yeah.
Miss that.
And there's less of, well, you know.
Yes.
That was
but I'm sure at one time nay might have been the
absolutely sure.
before whistles.
Pass down into that killed a stoppage of play. Nice going. Now around back of the net is going to go into the bench, and now we got another stoppage of play. So we have some more important information to let everybody have it.
I've already used my good stuff.
Okay, well, I'm going to use some good stuff here. We want to send out our best to Daryl Sittler, who is recuperating from knee surgery. Says everything's going swimmingly. Well, he had to carry Lanny McDonald and Tiger Williams for so many years. I'm surprised that other appendages haven't kind of given out a little bit. But to sit, we wish him the very best.
Absolutely. And it's, we talked about this. It's nice to get to that stage of life where you used to talk about how much you went out and partied and how late you stayed up, and now it's who's having what surgery.
That's right, yeah. How the hips and shoulders. Yeah, well, okay. Bounced into the Leaf zone, cleared into the corner by Caden Primo, grabbed off by the Predators along the boards. The Leafs are able to free it up, and Benoit gets it back to the net for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who sends it up ahead, quickly onto the left wing side for Tavares. Rung around the boards to the far side to find Nylander, return back of the net. Tavares in a collision back of the goal. Then Nylander steals the puck back. Nylander tried to flip it in front. He hit the side of the goal. Down the boards comes McCabe to try to keep it alive. He's engaged there by McCarron. McCarron getting the puck out, and a race for it on the far wing, and it'll be shot by Brady Shea down into the Toronto zone. Nylander, who came for a little bit of criticism from the coach that he had to get going, moving his feet, and getting more involved in things. We'll see how that transpires. Here's Roy for the Leafs in over the line, far circle. Back to the point, it goes to Carlo, down into the slot area. Riley pass in front was knocked high into the air. Roy to the far boards. Gets it in along the wall, played into the corner. And out at center ice now. The Predators trying to organize. Marchessault sends it down into the Toronto end. Hustling in after it, Ryan O'Reilly. Played around back of the net into the near corner. The Leafs are able to dig it out, and it's brought to center ice and now chipped in over the line by Nyes. Nyes into the forecheck. A little late getting there, and the Predators pass to center is broken up by Benoit, and the Leafs shoot it right back down into Nashville territory, but from the wrong side of center ice, apparently.
Boy, the linesman on the blue line right in front of the Nashville bench waved it off. And
I thought he had reached the line, personally. But well, anyway, Brad Kovacic and Andrew Smith are the linesmen, and Mitch Dunning and Peter McDougall are the referees.
At least for the first three shots in this game. So I think you like the start, which is similar to how they finished against the Red Wings yesterday afternoon.
Draw in the Leaf zone, won by Predators. A shot was blocked and cleared into the corner. Matthews got it around back of the net. Predators after it. Matthews takes his man out. Now trying to get free is Forsberg. Off a stick, and the Leafs get it ahead, and Nyes is out at center with Cowan. Cowan rolls it down into the zone, and out of the goal comes Annunen to play it around the boards. The puck into the corner, and now centered in front. Oh, what a great chance that was as it deflected just wide of the net. Leafs keeping the puck in at the blue line. Going wide with it is Matthews, and dropping it back to the point. It comes off onto the right wing side, a shot blocked. Grabbed by McCabe. Off on the wing it goes, and Tanev will play it down into the corner. Swept by Brady Shea around the boards. It comes back to the point. Left wing side, Matthews closing. I think that hit the goal post, didn't it?
It looked like he had room short side.
Played back to the blue line. Matthews had a ton of opportunities in the game against Detroit, but was unable to get on the board. Robertson unable to get to it. Leafs go back to recover in their own zone and find Riley, who sends it rink wide. On across the line comes Robertson. A drop pass for Domi into the slot for McMahon. And the first good save of the game. Eustace Annunen was able to snap that left hand out and make the save.
Annunen was picked up from Colorado last year. Remember, Colorado made those 2 goaltending trades last season and had pretty good success. Mackenzie Blackwood and Scott Wedgwood. Well, Wedgwood started with the Nashville Predators and was traded for Annunen in, I believe it was December last season. They say UC Saros likes having another Finnish goaltender as a part of the goaltending tandem.
Matthews had 8 shots on goal, 4 blocks, and 2 miss.
Leaving the game Saturday when the Leafs were up 2-0 in the first period, Matthews hit the crossbar in the first, which could have changed a lot of things in that game.
Puck in the center ice area, brought in over the line now by Josi. Roman Josi into the corner, taken out, but the puck goes free. Weisblatt goes to the side of the net, but can't get it in front. The Leafs will get it up on the wing and chop to the line, but not out. Kept alive there by Cole Smith, who gets it down into the corner for the Predators. Now around to the far side, back to the point. Smith the drive. Blocking arm save made there by Primo. Puck on the near side. Josi getting it down into the corner. First bit of sustained pressure here from Nashville. Dropped off again, and coming to the front is Wilsby. And that was blocked before it reached the front of the net. Predators getting a change of players orchestrated as they maintain possession. Back of the net for Michael McCarron. McCarron banking it back to the point. Josi with a long shot, and that went high and wide of the Leaf goal. But still under siege of the Leafs down in their own end. Down into the far corner. Brandon Carlo trying to get there but can't. Robertson unable to free it up. Domi trying to tie his man up. The Leafs get to it but can't clear. And now they'll get a chance to flip it out at center, but that's as far as it gets. Right back in again comes Svechnikov. Svechnikov tried to go to the forehand, had his shot blocked. It comes to the side of the goal. It was pushed by a glove to the front. I think that would have been ruled a glove pass had it been thrown into the net. Leafs get it down into the offensive zone, and it is Tavares getting it into the corner. Back of the net now for Nylander. Nylander, Michelli's pass blocked. He gets it handed back to him. Center in front of the net. A chance. Oh, what a great chance for Simon Benoit. He shot wide. Read it perfectly. Jumped in from the left point.
Michelli, what a great tape-to-tape pass. Right from the corner to the left of the Nashville goaltender, cross ice.
Give away, and the Leafs have a shot that is blocked there by Nyes. He is slow to get up on his skate and is limping as he gets to the bench. Brought in by Holla. Works it into the slot area and down into the corner it goes. Benoit couldn't get it. It comes back to the point again. Barron with a pass to the left wing side, and the shot went wide of the Leaf goal. Oliver Ekman-Larsson hooked onto, but the Leafs come away with the loose puck and they get it out at center. It'll be banked in over the line by Dakota Joshua. Leafs getting the rest of the change going. Nyes doubled over at the bench. And they score on a giveaway. McCabe from the point on a giveaway.
I don't know if this hit something on the way in. Jake McCabe, first one to the bench for the high fives. He just snapped it from inside the blue line, left right up against the boards in the left wing side.
But the Predators didn't seem to be in any trouble here. No. But a great bit of back work there by Dakota Joshua, and McCabe finds the back of the net. I was more concerned with Nyes being doubled over on the bench.
Dakota, well, I think this goes off the hip of the Nashville player and then up and over the blocker short side. So fortunate, but second goal by a Leaf defenseman this season.
Joshua will get the assist.
His first point as a Leaf.
And out come the Leafs to center as it goes off a skate down into Nashville territory. Wilsby goes back, almost stolen by Matthews, but now the Preds get it out into the center ice area, and Forsberg will send it into the Toronto end. Tanev gets there first, plays it off the boards, but not out. Joshua battles in the corner. Now Matthews after it as it goes back at the net, comes to the near corner, and now working back to the blue line to keep it in. Forsberg. The long shot went wide. Forsberg to the bench. Joshua trying to play it out, has it blocked. Kept in by the Predators. So the Leafs get a bit of a gift goal on an innocent-looking shot by Jake McCabe and lead it 1-0. They get it down into the zone. They're out shooting Nashville 6-1.
Nyes over on the Leaf bench still looks like he's in some trouble talking to the trainers.
Tavares gets the additional assist. Primo unable to handle the puck down back to the net. Leafs help him out, and Morgan Riley starts back with a lead pass, trying to spring the hottest Leaf in the early going, and Calle Järnkrok.
I mean, Järnkrok was a 20-goal scorer with the Leafs, also a former Predator. But it was last year. A lot of injuries, only played 19 games and only scored 1 goal. And, you know, he might be one of the guys, if not for the injury to Scott Laughton before the start of the regular season. A lot of people might have had him pegged to be waived. And instead, he's making the most of it.
And it looked like Steven Lorenz might be available to come back into the lineup, but then you sat and thought, well, who's coming out? Here the Preds in over the line with a rolling puck that went wide of the Leaf goal. Carlo forces it into the corner, but it's turned over. Now he takes his man to the boards, and Roy gets it to the blue line, but not out. Nashville get a turnover and get it off onto the right wing side. Evangelista plays it down into the corner. Stamkos after it on the near boards, takes his man down. Could have been a penalty there, but the Leafs are able to get it out. And off a Nashville stick, it goes down into the Predator zone. Pass ahead, deflects high into the Leaf end. Benoit off the boards, trying to work it out, and tipping it to center is Bobby McMahon. Predators backpedal into their own zone. 8:46 to play first period. And the Maple Leafs have a 1-0 lead on a goal by Jake McCabe. Played around the boards to the near side. Predators chop it back into the near corner. Benoit kicking it free for OEL, and he'll get it ahead, and McMahon has skating room, and Domi has more of it. Left wing side, trying to break in, couldn't. Grabbed off by McMahon. Banked to Domi in the left wing corner. Works to the top of the circle. Drops off to the defenseman, and a wrist shot went off a leg and went wide. Leafs get it back to the point again. McCabe sending it to the net, but it was well wide, and it's cleared to center ice now by Nashville. Trying to get across the line is Michael Bunting, the former Leaf. McCabe, rink wide for Tavares. Tavares in across the line, stick handling in. Got a backhand in on the backhand, just right too tight to the goal line, but he forces goaltender Annunen to make a save. Face-off coming in the Nashville zone when we return. The Leafs won. Nashville no score. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Every NFL Sunday, hear the biggest plays on SiriusXM NFL Radio's Sunday Drive.
Houston has the ball with less than a minute to go, trying to get a game-time score.
Follow the entire league without changing the channel. Plus, fantasy updates and post-game interviews.
Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels joining us.
We got to go out there. We got to make plays. We got to be able to finish.
The Sunday Drive brings you closer to the NFL. Sundays, noon to 8 Eastern on NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157
and the Leafs Radio Network.
First period is presented by Bet365. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Well, good news. Matthew Nyes back out with Austin Matthews and Easton Cowan. He had a long discussion with Paul Ayotte. Well, a Leaf trainer doubled over on the Leaf bench for about a 3 or 4 minute span.
Draw won by the Leafs, and a point shot fluttered in front of the net, and another wrist shot taken by Matthews. Didn't get much on it, but Justus Annunen was able to make the save and cover up. 8 shots for the Maple Leafs. Caden Primo has faced 1.
By the way, Caden Primo is the 114th goalie to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And unfortunately, you are not amongst that group. After toiling for the Newmarket Saints,
you'll remember
most valuable player one year when you got them into the playoffs late in the year, and no one said to bring you up. And I'm embarrassed by that.
Yeah, that's why he quit.
Really?
Well,
no one else wanted me.
Yeah. I was gonna sue the league for collusion.
Yes, I'd have taken that up.
What are the odds? Nobody
wanted you. What are the odds?
But see, I wouldn't be here then.
Yeah, that's really too bad.
So it worked out for me.
Me, not so much. Yeah. But you, I'm glad it's all worked out fine.
We all get our breaks differently.
Yes, we do. You got that right, buddy. You got that right. One door closes, the other gets slammed on your fingers.
You're crawling out the window.
Somebody got home early. Sent out at center and now trying to get over the line. Matthews had it knocked away, and Forsberg will dump it down into the Toronto zone. Riley pumps it around the boards to the far side. Carlo knocks his man down, then he tumbled over the collision. Centering pass by Stamkos was picked off nicely by Cowan, who gets it out. Nyes works in over the line. Tried to stop it up, but couldn't. And the puck goes free, and now it is swept around the boards for Stamkos at center ice. The Unionville native works it back into his own zone. Brought out at center by McCarron. A lead pass to center to get across the line for Weisblatt, but he couldn't get any further. Pass up on the wing, finds Nylander with skating room. Cross the line, stops up, drops it off, and a pass in front, they score! Great feed on the left wing, and hustling to the net was Mple. And the first Toronto goal from Matthias Mple comes on a great pass by Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Yeah, and Willie Nylander, a great drop pass to Ekman-Larsson, who was following up the play.
Now, wait a minute. Did it go off?
Nashville
player before it reached Mple.
You're right. I think it's Ekman-Larsson. Yep.
Yes, so it is going to be Oliver Ekman-Larsson who's going to get credit for the goal.
And you know what? If it's not touched by the Nashville defenseman,
Michelli's there.
Got
Michelli's right there. Yep. Wrong again, Larry. Wrong again. 2-0 in favor of Toronto. And I haven't seen either goal correctly. Time to retire, Mr. L. Just about had enough of your act, too.
No. That was long before these 2 goals.
McCabe back in his own zone.
And it's not an act.
No, I know it's not. No, you're right.
This is me.
This is you. Brought in over the line by Roy. He works around back of the net, tries to center in the goal crease. They jam away at it, and Justus Annunen is going to cover up on it, and play is whistled dead. Well, it was an honest mistake. I mean, Michelli was
I thought it was Michelli.
He put his hands up in everything.
I thought it was him.
Yeah, and so did
and it's funny,
Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
The Nashville broadcaster said Matias Michelli has always killed Nashville.
Oh.
So when he was with Arizona and Utah. So
he almost did again.
I was going to use that before you corrected it with Ekman-Larsson.
But that way you didn't look like you were wrong. All right, we're going to break. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Okay, category is ways Desjardins Insurance goes the extra mile to make insurance easy. First question, what are some of the things you can easily do online or in the app?
Oh, view your policy.
Add a new driver.
Oh, update your address when you move.
Easy. You guys are good.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance. Here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
Hockey. It's taken over our basements, our driveways, and our backyards. And at Rona, we wouldn't change a thing. That's why we make sure your home can take any hits hockey throws its way. So hockey can keep taking over your laundry rooms, your living rooms, your garages, your kitchens. Make sure your home is ready for hockey season with Rona. Build it right. Build it Rona.
With a Subaru, a vehicle that's built to last comes standard. Heated front seats? Standard. High ground clearance? Standard. EyeSight Driver Assist to help spot the scooter delivery guy texting, merging, and eating all at once? Ugh, standard. Parallel parking perfectly while someone watches? Uncommon. But in a Subaru? Standard-ish. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models and get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Nylander and Benoit get the assists on the Oliver Ekman-Larsson goal. And on a team that defense rarely scored last year.
21 goals.
Where are we now?
3.
In how many games?
4.
I almost stumped you there, didn't I? Yeah.
No math question.
No math, no. Here's Benoit carrying around back of the Predators' goal. Back to the point. It'll come to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Into the slot on the right wing side, but it was behind Yarncrook. And the Predators get it down into the Leaf end with a pass into the slot. Backhand try. Caden Primo down. Covering up on it, but a penalty is coming to Toronto.
And I think it's going to be Nick Waugh might have got a stick into the hands of the Nashville player. Going to the net. Leafs only gave up.
2-minute minor hooking.
Yeah, it is Waugh that's going to go for the hook. The Leafs only gave up 15 shots yesterday afternoon against the Red Wings. And have only given up 3. The first 15 minutes and 1 second of this. Crowd has looked at it on the replay. You see it again. It does not look like a hook. That's stick on stick.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's.
Oh wow. That you got to be able to.
It's a little on the weak side.
Whatever. First power play of the game for the Predators, who are 1 for 15 with the man advantage. Stamkos trying to get it back. Tanev stole it, but it is gobbled up and played into the corner. Centered in front. Good play by Primo to redirect the centering pass, and he gets it all the way out at center ice.
And Nashville's power play goal. It was Ryan O'Reilly in their first game. Second goal they scored of the season.
But this is their 16th power play opportunity. The Leafs, by comparison, have 6. Back to the point it comes. Onto the wing for Forsberg, and a shot has deflected up into the screen and gone out of play.
One of the neat stats we got from our buddy Stan, who pops in before.
Love Stan.
He did a great one. He said Nashville has 3 players that lead 3 different franchises in goals scored.
I had Steven Stamkos.
I had Jonathan Marchessault with Vegas, and of course Philip Forsberg
Here.
with the Nashville Predators. But that's got to be a rarity, right?
Yeah. Draw won by the Leafs. Hammered around the boards, and it'll clear and get out at center ice. Josi back in his own zone. Dropping it off. Onto the stick of Jonathan Marchessault. Up on the right side for Forsberg. Got it across the line and around back of the net. Brandon Carlo fights for possession over there along with Yarncrook. They have it up, wedged up against the boards. Carlo doing a nice job, but the puck comes free and it's back to the point. Kept alive, and now Josi dishes it off under the right wing side, and a shot coming, and Primo makes the save off of Stamkos. Down into the corner now for O'Reilly. Around on the boards for Forsberg. Forsberg cutting off, centering and pass in front of the net. A shot down is Primo, and he's able to cover up on it.
That was in tight. Primo got over post to post to his right. Stayed down and was able to seal off the bottom of the goal. And that was Ryan O'Reilly again. He had a real good look. Pardon me, that was Stamkos. 91, not 90. Ryan O'Reilly was right in front trying to look for a rebound, a redirection. And Primo stopped him.
25 seconds left in the penalty, and an errant pass as the Predators going all the way back into their own zone. Turnover again. Leafs have it back in their own end. Penalty is about to expire in 5 seconds. McCabe makes sure that's going to happen deep into Predator territory by icing the puck. And Roy escapes and goes to the bench. Brought to center ice now by the Predators and backhanded into the near corner. Riley taken to the boards heavily there. The puck squirts back of the net. Trying to work it out in front is Eric Holla. Holla reverses the puck back of the net looking for Smith. Cole Smith taken to the boards efficiently by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Tavares trying to pry the puck free. Not having much luck as it's pinned up there. Now pushed up on the wing, but Nylander couldn't get it free, and now he does. Nylander starts out 4, leads to center. And across the line, Nylander in for Tavares. Tried to center, and it was blocked by Brady Shea. It comes back on the far side and out at center ice, but good back checking there by Mple. Turns the puck over for Toronto. He's going to drop it off for Riley. Up ahead for Max Domi. Domi to the line. He had it knocked back over the line by O'Reilly, and then when he stick-handled back in, it was offside. 2 minutes left to play, first period. Leafs 2. Nashville no score. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
MLB Network Radio on SiriusXM has on-site coverage of the National League Championship Series. This is Jenny Kavnar. Join me, Grant Paulson, Jim Bowden, and former big leaguer Kevin Franzen for pre- and post-game coverage.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Leafs Radio Network.
Caden Primo was born in Farmington Hills, Michigan. When his dad was playing in that neck of the woods, he went to Northeastern University, drafted by the Canadiens in the 7th round in the 2017 draft, and has bounced back and forth between Laval and the Canadiens, and is now taken over for Joseph Wall as the Leafs' backup goaltender to Anthony Stolarz. Leafs get it out at center ice. Predators having difficulty, stolen there by Bobby McMahon from a sharp angle. Shot went off the shoulder of Annunen and up into the screen and out of play. If that had gone in, that is a seeing eye shot.
Yeah, I mean, you've already had 2 deflections, 2 own goals by the Predators. But you're right, when you talk about the Leafs shorthanded for the 11th time this season, they've only had 6 power plays. So, if we believe, we've often said that things even out.
Wow.
The Leafs should be in for a hell of a stretch.
Yes, shouldn't they? Although, Mr. Ralph, someone has to be first and someone has to be last in power play opportunities.
Well, we've always found how close they are with most teams,
yes,
right? Within, at the end of the year, within 10.
Puck to the near side. Cowan tried to send it in over the line, has to reverse and get it out at center. Now he turns to the line and flips it into the right wing corner and strides in there after it. Oh, a big hit there. Cowan took his man down and Matthews gets it out with a shot. Oh, and a toe save made by Annunen. He's getting his chances. Sooner or later, it's going to start filling the net. You just know it.
Jake McCabe very nearly was able to get to that rebound, too.
Leaf defense playing catch with it here as a change of players, and now Tanev gets it in off Robertson's stick into the offensive zone. McMahon up against the boards, can't contain the puck, and it's pushed around the boards and now brought out at center ice by Evangelista and down into the Leaf end. Primo back in along the boards. Got it off a stick, but it comes right in front. And a quick shot taken there by Marchessault. Turned aside by Primo. Wrap-around attempt doesn't come. Here's Yossi getting it back to the point. Haula tried to get a shot in on goal that was blocked. Domi trying to move it up the boards and elevates it to get it to center. And the Predators go back to their own blue line. Just 7 seconds left in the period. And Yossi will get to center, take a long floater in on Primo, who swallows that up for the 7th shot on goal by Nashville. But the Leafs have scored on 2 of their 10 and have a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes.
The Leafs had only given up 2 shots by the time Nashville got to their power play. And we mentioned 15 shots they gave up against the Red Wings yesterday afternoon. So I think Craig Berube is going to be pleased with what he's seen defensively. And even though they didn't score the prettiest goals, 2 goals go in on Nashville players. You spend enough time in the offensive zone, eventually you're going to get some breaks, and the Leafs made theirs.
We will step aside. Eilish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert taking you through the first period intermission. Leafs 2, Nashville no score. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hello, my dear. We've been waiting all year to unleash the sounds of fear. Soundtracks, scary stories, a howl, and a sneer. SiriusXM Scream, your soundtrack for Halloween, starting Wednesday, Channel 105, and on the SiriusXM app.
Under review. And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or 2, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott Arniel. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games, certainly with this year and what's kind of going on. It is something that we seriously have to look at, and if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong. Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group. And of course, I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change. And we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore. What's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mountain. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch where we haven't been able to cover. So let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
At 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Nice, doubled over at the bench. And they score on a giveaway. Michelli. McCabe from the point on a giveaway.
Welcome back to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. It's 2-0 Maple Leafs after 20 minutes hosting the Nashville Predators. Both teams on a back-to-back tonight. Leafs having lost 2 of their last 3, and that's a better start. Getting on the board quickly with the McCabe point shot. I know that was a bit of a trickier one because it looked like it hit off a couple people, but it was Jake McCabe who got the first one, and then OEL who got the second one. So go defense.
Yeah, after 21 goals for the Blue Line last year, which is unbelievable, really, to fathom. 1 per 4 games almost in an 84-game season. That would be right, which comes next year. But already 3 from the Blue Line. Again, it's all for Ekman Larsson's goal, and Matthias Michelli, we all thought, had scored the goal. And it doesn't really matter because it's a great play made by a Blue Liner, and frankly, a great play made by Michelli to get to the front of the net and basically create that opening. So, yeah, great that it's from the Blue Line. It would have been great if it was from Michelli, too. But either way, it's a nice goal put together for the Maple Leafs, the second of the period. And if this is all progression, you want to see them better than they were last period, well, we kind of have seen that because it was a sloppy start to the year. It kind of was in the mud for a couple periods. It got better despite the loss yesterday against the Red Wings. Certainly really good in the third period, and that was just a genuinely good period for the Toronto Maple Leafs, where they have a 2-0 lead on an inferior opponent, and everything looks pretty good after 20 minutes.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that top line, Easton Cowan, Matthew Nyes, and Austin Matthews, but, sub-story for us was Michelli a little bit in our pregame show, and I actually thought, he was around it a lot in that period. Maybe he's just not a top line guy, but maybe he's better suited in the middle 6 or I'm still curious about where he slots in, but this was a pretty good performance from him in the first period. I think this Maple Leafs team is still trying to figure each other out, trying to figure out who slots where. And if Easton Cowan stays up, is he the only guy that's going to get that look on the top line? But it's just good to notice Michelli in a good way.
Yeah, probably unfair for me to call him Nick Ritchie 2.0.
Maybe he heard you because he's in the watch pregame. This.
And my point is not that he's going to fail spectacularly in the role that he's been given here, but we didn't see much chemistry on the top line. We didn't see much chemistry on the second line yesterday, and he's got to find a spot there or it probably doesn't really work because he's not really a bottom 6 type of guy, at least the way you'd think Craig Berube would like to assemble his bottom 6. So the pressure's on if you're in Toronto and you're a guy like Matias Michelli to carve out a spot, because sometimes he looks a little Denny Malgin-esque. And I'm doing all of the bad players from previous eras. Boy. But the fact of the matter is you have to prove that you are a plus offensively if you're going to be that type of player. And to do that, you got to form meaningful partnerships with the actual plus offensive players in this group. And maybe we saw him doing a little bit of that in the period. It was probably his best period, at least the most impactful or noticeable so far. But I think you could say that about a lot of the Leafs after one period.
Yeah, one Leaf that looks good so far, Caden Primo. I mean, it wasn't the heaviest workload for him, but this is his first NHL start in almost a year. It's a guy that's been up and down through the minors with the Habs organization over 6 years. Like, this is a big moment for him just to try to get back into an NHL rhythm. And I thought he was fine. It's a 2-0 game. How many shots did he face? 6?
8 saves.
Eight saves. So, you know what? Like, we've seen worse. And I think it's just going to be confidence for him, starting to build on it. If you haven't started his last game, I just looked, but his last game he started December 12th, 2024, and he was pulled in that game. He had 7 saves, 3 goals against. So, you know, it's been a long story for Caden Primo, and I'm sure just getting the first NHL regular season game under your belt with a team in the Maple Leafs, like, it's a big deal. So hopefully he's just going to continue to feel strong and confident about himself, and I'm sure he'll get more shots.
And I'm sure there was a ton of nerves, right?
Yeah.
Like, you probably were not promised this moment again, given how last season went, given how your NHL career had gone to that point. Maybe you were going to be mostly an AHL guy for your career, and he's obviously been bouncing around a little bit, and he was the cheapest option and maybe the best option just because he was the cheapest option when the Maple Leafs had to go out and get a goaltender before the start of the season because it didn't work with James Reimer. But right now, through one period, I'm sure some of those nerves have been quelled, and he can take those 8 saves and build on them and hopefully continue onto a strong start here. This would be big for Caden Primo to prove that he can be in net, he can be relied on for these games, because there is maybe no other backup goaltender more important than the Maple Leafs backup goaltender, given that Anthony Stolarz, when playing, is really, really good almost always, but he's about a 45-game cap kind of guy, which opens the door for a backup or a 1B type of guy. And I'm not saying Primo is going to be that guy, but right now he is that guy. And if he can prove that he can be relied on, he's going to get some runway here.
2-0 after 20 minutes at Scotiabank Arena. We'll take a quick break and we'll get you set for the second period. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Bet365 is paying out before the final buzzer.
Check out Bet365's early payout for NHL hockey. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 3-goal lead, you get paid no matter the final score. And with early payout, you could be on your way to a winning parlay.
Early payout, just another reason why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
An official partner of the NHL, must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca. Terms and conditions apply.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses, with customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
With most Subaru models, all-wheel drive comes standard. Heated front seats, high ground clearance, Apple CarPlay, standard. EyeSight driver assist to help when you're distracted by fall foliage, standard. Guy announcing the radio ad now wanting a Subaru? Yeah, standard. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models. And get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Hey, seriously, can I get one?
Your business runs 24/7, but what happens when your loading dock grinds to a halt? Get back in business fast with Begley Overhead Doors and Docks. Your overhead door problem is our problem, and we're good at fixing problems. Repairing your overhead door, dock, or have truck restraints that require service? No problem. We also offer preventative maintenance inspections to eliminate the chaos and expense of unplanned emergencies. Begley Overhead Doors and Docks, trusted for over 60 years. Visit BegleyOverheadDoors.com today.
At Desjardins, we speak business. We speak startup funding and comprehensive game plans. We've mastered made-to-measure growth and expansion advice, and we can talk your ear off about transferring your business when the time comes. Because at Desjardins Business, we speak the same language you do, business. So join the more than 400,000 Canadian entrepreneurs who already count on us and contact Desjardins today. We'd love to talk business.
Monopoly Double Play is back at McDonald's. So let's practice winning. You just won 25 grand. And go.
Yes!
I said 25 grand.
That's what I'm talking about! Yeah!
Much better. Okay, now you just won a brand new Chevrolet Corvette. I think she just fainted. Impressive. Feel like a winner on pack and in-app. Monopoly Double Play is back. While supplies last, 1 in 5 chances to win game piece prizes at outset. Chances to win draw prizes depend on number of entries in each draw. Cash prizes payable by e-transfer. See rules in-app.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Holy mackerel, what a move!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ehlers Forfar and Justin Cuthbert. It's a 2-0 lead for the Leafs after 20 minutes hosting the Nashville Predators. A couple more games going on in the NHL and Major League Baseball to get to. So let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard presented by Bet365. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Okay, good collection of games going on right now and in totality tonight. 3 others underway. The Montreal Canadiens have a 1-0 lead. End of one on a goal by Alex Newhook. Second period just underway between the Oilers and Rangers at Madison Square Garden. No scoring there yet. And the Lightning have a 1-0 lead so far on a Jake Gensel goal over the Washington Capitals. Still to come tonight. The Vegas Golden Knights on Sportsnet 1 will visit the Calgary Flames. The Wild and Stars will meet. I think it's the Stars home opener. Doing some red carpet as we speak. Hurricanes and Sharks tonight, as well as the Penguins visiting the Anaheim Ducks.
It looks like the Montreal Canadiens, who are having their home opener, did a really nice tribute to Ken Dryden. They put the memorable mask on the Habs net and did the ole, ole, ole chants. It looks like they know how to do it right there in Montreal for their home openers. It's quite extravagant, and this was a special one for them in Montreal.
And we are a couple minutes away from Game 2 of the NLCS. The Dodgers looking to take 2 in a row from Milwaukee Mariners style. Sorry to bring that up.
Who do you got?
I think the Dodgers are in a pretty good spot to repeat as we speak.
All right, Leafs are in a pretty good spot as long as they can play 60 full minutes. That was my goal. You know, they didn't play a full game yet. They've played a couple good periods, good shifts here and there, but they are building off of the end of yesterday afternoon's game, I guess, with a good performance in the first period here. 2 goals from 2 defensemen, Jake McCabe and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the difference maker. And we'll have all eyes on Caden Primo in his second period as an NHL goalie in the last little while. So lots to look forward to here.
Yeah, lots. That's you'd want to repeat. Like, I thought that was a good period from a shift-to-shift perspective. The Maple Leafs had energy. They had a little bit of pop in their step. And to continue that in the second period, you could blow this one wide open.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll get you set for the second period. Jim Ralph and Joe Bowen will have the call. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is Sirius XM NFL Radio.
This is Kirk Morrison from the Sirius XM Blitz. As the leaves begin to turn, we will take a look at how some of the rookies are doing in the first half of the season.
You know, I spent a lot of time studying Jackson Dart. He's got a lot of confidence in his arm.
Plus, NFC title contenders face off on Monday Night Football with the Bucks and the Lions.
Fire them cannons! Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong. Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group. And of course, I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change. And we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157.
590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Back here at Scotiabank Arena, Joe Bowen along with Jim Ralph, Armin Zagarian running the operation. Tristan Marchigiani. Did I say that right? Marchiani. All right. And Andrew Holland, of course, keeping us under control as we're underway. Puck is dropped. And it is knocked into the center ice area by the Leafs and pushed up on the wing and brought in over the line nicely now by Mple. Mple working along the boards, tries to free it up. Mple does to get it down into the corner. Around on the far boards for Nylander. Nylander and Tavares. Sends it to the side of the goal. Came right out in front off the side of the net. Not sure what Annunen was thinking about there, but it wasn't real good. Now here the Predators in. All alone with the backhand. Best save of the game for Caden Primo. Puck in the center ice area now. Pushed ahead for Nylander. Just off a stick, or he might have been away to the races. Played off the boards, and now an icing call coming here against Nashville. You wonder, I mean, it is a wonderful skill to know when to go, like Nylander does. I mean, he gets 14, 15 breakaways a year because he anticipates that so well. Then you got to be able to communicate somehow, whether it's a yell or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean,
somebody gets the puck to you.
I think a big thing, especially for defensemen, you know he's on the ice.
Yeah, be alert.
Yeah.
Because if you get it.
Take a look.
Yep, because he might be gone. Preds get it with center ice and launched down into the zone by Brady Shea, and the puck is down in the far corner. Leafs can't get it out. Long shot deflects off a body and goes wide. 2-0 Toronto here in the second period. Banked out at center, played back in on a delayed offside. Tanev has to regroup the puck with Jake McCabe, who scored in the first period. His pass, though, gets ahead. Cowan outfought O'Reilly for it. Now it is shot down into the Toronto zone. McCabe in the far corner. Up the middle and off a stick that Matthews couldn't get it out. Kept alive here by the Predators. A shot right on, deflected in front of the net. Evangelista was there, but I think Primo got a piece of it. Played high and out and down into Nashville territory. Nice into the forecheck, but won't get to the puck and is cleared back the other way. Svechnikov getting down into the corner with it, and the Leafs are able to play to an open wing. McMahon gets there to tie up his man, but the puck remains free. Knocked ahead for Robertson. A pass ahead. Breakaway chance for the Maple Leafs in a goal. Big save off the Leafs forward McMahon as he worked in alone.
That might have caught the goalpost as well, Joe.
Brought back the other way by Svechnikov. His shot was deflected well wide. Stamkos tries to center, and it's knocked away. Leafs, Domi flipping it high. Bobby McMahon just roared up the middle of the ice, and they put it right on the tape.
Here we are talking about Nylander.
Yeah. Well, you know.
But McMahon has the wheels.
Yep. If he sits near him in the dressing room, he'd pick up a few pointers. And an icing call here against Toronto.
I think the time that I noticed the explosiveness of McMahon, and not that there weren't signs of it.
It did hit the post, by the way, Jimmy.
Remember the game against Edmonton here? Puck came out of the Leafs zone, and McMahon just took off. Picked it up and went in on Skinner and scored. And that was the one, might have been last year or the year before. I believe it was last year where you said, wow, that was an extra gear.
Draw won by the Preds. A shot is blocked by Joshua. And the Nashville Predators go back into their own zone to get it ahead, but they turn it over. Off on the wing it comes to Yarncrook. Yarncrook got it across the line, but it was slowed up just enough that it put Domi and Dakota Joshua offside. And so a face-off coming in neutral ice. 16:56 to go, second period. Leafs 2. And the Predators, no score. Now the Leafs had a 2-0 lead in Detroit that evaporated in a 6-3 loss that ended up with a couple of empty net goals. So protecting a lead is something they're going to have to work on through the course of this season, and what better time to start than right now. Pass ahead deflected by Michael McCarron into the Leaf end. Pushed up on the wing, and it comes back to the point. Left wing side, Shea with a shot. It rolls into the net. Primo lost sight of it as it trickled behind him.
I think it hits a couple of bodies in front. I mean, that's the third goal from defenseman.
McCarron has gone to the bench. He may have touched it last.
Yeah, he might be the one, and it might have. Well, yeah, he tucked it over the goal line after, but this was just shot through a maze. Primo never saw it, and by the time it surfaced again, it was in the blue paint just in front of the goal line. And McCarron was able to tap it the rest of the way. And the Nashville Predators right back in this one, 2-1 Toronto.
3 minutes and 21 seconds, the time of the McCarron goal.
His first of the season, first point of the season. Had all of 5 goals and 14 points last year for Nashville.
So a lot of people scoring their first goal of the season. McCabe and Oliver Ekman-Larsson in the first period. And now the Leafs lead is cut in half. Played to center ice, and Mple gets it in over the line. Works into the corner, blocked by Tavares, trying to get it freed up. Mple waited in front of the net, but Tavares couldn't get him the puck. Nylander unable to reach it, and it's brought by Cole Smith to the Leaf blue line. Down into the corner it goes. Close offside there with Weisblatt reaching out, and a loose puck in front, and they score to tie the game.
To Eric Holla?
It is, who turnover behind the Leaf goal. And the 2-0 lead is vanquished.
Eric Holla, who has bounced around but seems to always score some big goals against the Leafs, whether with Vegas or Jersey or Minnesota. And this was a little pass from the corner to the left of Caden Primo. It was dumped out to the face-off circle, and from a bit of a sharp angle, Primo gets beat Walker side, far side, and Craig Berube is forced now to call a timeout.
So McCarron and Holla have scored. And it comes, let's see, 39, 44 seconds apart.
Holla scored 11 goals last year with the Devils. He actually hit the 29 goal mark with Vegas a few years back in the 2017-18 season. Well, when you talk about timing and games being having it be a game of inches, Joe, you remember the Detroit game. Leafs are up 2-0. Austin Matthews hit the crossbar when it was 2-0.
Yep.
Bobby McMahon hits the goalpost when it's 2-0. Seconds later, it's tied.
Perbix and Shea assist on the McCarron goal. And Holla ties the game, and now a loose puck in front of the Nashville goal, and Tavares couldn't finish. Brought back by the Predators across the line. Broken up at the blue line, but carried back in with a pass to the right wing side. Holla Holds and looks into the corner, but it goes around back of the net. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets it ahead, and it is bunted out at center ice stand by Mple. So after a solid first period, the Leafs have had just one shot here in the second and given up 2 goals to the Nashville Predators, who tie the game at 2s.
And of the 4 goals, I don't think you could say any would make the highlight reel at the end of the year.
No, they were
Throw it to the
turnovers,
net.
and all of a sudden it's in the net, right? So a face-off coming in the Toronto zone to the right. Won by Nashville. Wrist shot deflects wide of the Leaf goal. McCabe and Tanev organizing, and they work it out of their own end. Still in the area back of the net, though. Tanev gets it ahead off a skate. Carried back in now by Nashville. Right wing side, a shot whistled wide by Forsberg. Karam's all the way down the ice. Cowan will race after it, trying to get to his man, and so is Nyes, but the Predators are able to dig it out, and they'll get it to center ice. Leafs take it back. Brought on by Carlo. Can't get in over the line. Knocks his man Svechnikov to the ice. He gets back on his skates and then unable to get a shot away because Nyes took him down, and a hook is going to send the Predators to the power play for the second time in the game.
Boy, and this call might have a bit of an odor to it as well. I think there was closer to being an infraction at center ice when the Nashville player went down.
2-minute minor hooking.
That's another hook. If you can hear, the crowd is not in agreement with it, and we're watching it here. I mean, he falls after he attempts to shoot. Nyes lifted his stick, Joe, as he went to shoot, and he lost his balance and fell. Wow. Well, make it 12-6 on the season.
Yes.
12 times short. Only 6 power plays.
And the draw won by Nashville. Cleared in. Yossi works down into the corner and then brings it back. Drops it off to O'Reilly. Fed over on the right wing side. Looking in front of the net for Forsberg. A shot. Good pad save made there by goaltender Primo. But the Leafs turn the puck over at their own blue line instead of icing it. Around on the boards, it's come to O'Reilly. O'Reilly loses it, and it is wrapped at by Roy, but not cleared. Kept alive again, and now sent to the line and just out into neutral ice. Leafs will get some players exchanged. Brought in over the line, off a stick, and now sent the rest of the way down the ice on a turnover at the Toronto blue line, and the rest of the complement is exchanged for the penalty killing with a minute 10 left to go in it. Brought to center ice by Shea, dropping it back. Hitting the line is Evangelista and down into the corner. Turned around, volleyball high in the air in the far corner. It's still free. Trying to chip it up the wall was Dakota Joshua, but it doesn't clear. Kept alive on the left wing side now for Svechnikov, a shot. And that is deflected off Primo up into the screen, out of play. The Leafs 2 and the Predators 2. And all of the scoring is down in the goal to our left, so the bathtub's flowing one way so far tonight.
That was the first 2 periods in Detroit as well, right? First 5 goals were scored in the Red Wing end of the ice for the first and third periods.
Face off to the right. .13:03 to play in the period. 43 seconds left to go in the penalty, and the Leafs win the draw, and quickly cleared by Jake McCabe down the ice. Shea starts up ice for Nashville. Got it ahead across the line for Eric Holla, who gets it into the zone. Rattled around the boards, though, by the Maple Leafs, McCabe, and sent down the ice. Quickly being brought back now by Nashville. Fed ahead by Holla. In on the right side. The Leafs are able to turn the puck over, but don't get it out. Shot blocked. Trying to clear there was Robertson, but it was bouncing over his stick. Now here the pass in front of the goal, and a great save made there by the blocker of Primo. Kept alive on the far side, back to the point once more. The penalty is over on the left wing side. A shot that was blocked by McCabe. He's going to play it off the boards and get it out into neutral ice. Leafs will get a change started, killing off the second power play of the game for Nashville. Yossi back to the point, kept in by the Predators to the far side. Bobby McMahon has it in his skates. They dig it free and get it up onto McCabe's stick, and he'll play to center, and Robertson sends it in over the line, but not deep enough. Now cleared back into the zone, and then McCabe is pushed into the Predators bench. He's back onto the Leaf bench now, but was that Weisblatt that sent him in there? Back come the Leafs at center with Tavares. On the wing it goes to Nylander. Nylander dropping it off. Here's a pass back to Willie on the far side, closing in front of the net. He gets another one. Whack at another shot. They score! Tavares off a Willie Nylander shot on the far side. And the Leafs regain the lead, 3-2.
First of the year for Tavares. Michelli's not going to get an assist on this. But great puck movement inside the Nashville zone, right inside the blue line, where it's eventually a give and go between Michelli and Nylander, and then a give and go in the high slot that has Nylander let it go from the circle. It's Ekman Larsson with the second give and go with Nylander. Nylander throws it low glove side on the Nashville goaltender. It's booted out, laying in the crease, and John Tavares on one knee pokes it in the empty side.
Shot deflects wide off Primo's blocker. Leafs have it back of their goal. Brandon Carlo is able to free it up for Matthews, and he's going to bank it out at center. Quickly played ahead by Cowan, but didn't connect. They'll try it again. Matthews at center, shoots it in. Around the boards far side for Nyes. Nyes coming out of the circle with that. Got it into the slot, but couldn't get a shot away. Played back down into the zone. Tavares has got a couple of points here tonight.
A couple of assists coming in.
Yep. Played down into the Nashville end. Lifted off the glass up on the right wing. Cowan gloves it. That would be a glove pass if it's touched. No one's wanting to touch it. Now when it is, it's played by the Predators, and they get it up on the right wing side. Pass ahead off a stick down into the Toronto zone. Primo plays it up on the wing, and he'll find Roy, who starts back at center. Big guy shields the puck nicely to get it in over the line, but couldn't stick handle through the defense. Cleared back at center, and Tanev did a nice job of recognizing Michael Bunting trying to get away on a breakaway and took it away from him. Here's Roy launching it into the left wing corner. Half the game is in the books. The Leafs with a 3-2 lead. Back to the point, Tanev. Wrist shot, a weak one, goes to the side of the goal. Roy was lifted off his skates without a penalty. Now gets to the loose puck on his backhand, feeds it over on the far side, and the Leafs will try to get it to the net. Here's Yarncrook along the boards into the corner, and Roy gets it back of the net. Trying to find a man along with Joshua. Back to the point it comes. Brandon Carlo let a wicked shot go, and it was blockered into the corner by Annunen. Leafs don't wait long enough to get players out, and it's offside at the Nashville blue line. 9:03 to play, second period. The Leafs 3 and the Predators 2, and you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Okay. First question. When does Desjardins Insurance suggest you switch to winter tires?
Below 7 degrees. Easy.
Nice. Next, what's a smart way to save money on your home insurance?
Switch to Desjardins Insurance and you could save up to $900 when you bundle home and auto. Easy.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance. Here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video. Wednesdays on City TV.
Mel has never been exposed to women like us. I don't know how he can handle it all.
Mel embarks on his journey for love.
Love doesn't age. That feeling always stays the same.
It's never too late to find love.
We can still find love.
He's mine. He's going to be mine. So get out of the way.
To love, happiness, and fun.
The Golden Bachelor. Wednesdays 7/6 Central on City TV or stream it on City TV Plus.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
The backhand scores! Steven Lorentz!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
John Tavares has a goal and an assist tonight. He's got 4 points on the season. The Leaf record for a player 35 years of age or older is 85 points. Set in 1970-71.
Norm Allman?
Very good. Very good. Yes. I was going to give you the next hint that he played for Detroit. But
Number 9.
yes. Normie lived just around the corner from me in Unionville for many, many years. Played down into the Toronto zone. Leafs get it up on the wing for McMahon. Off the glass, racing after it. Robertson couldn't get to it, but it comes to Domi. And his shot is blocked. It was deflected in front of the net. And out come the Predators to center, launching it down into the right wing corner. Toronto 3, the Predators 2. Back to the point and out at center it comes. Nashville has to go back to regroup. Perbix, who picked up an assist on the Nashville second goal, or first goal.
Came over from Tampa in the offseason.
Played out into the center ice area. Rink wide pass. Preds get it in over the line. McCabe trying to take it away from Bunting. It goes back of the net. Nashville get it back to the blue line. Fed over on the far side. Bunting looking for a pass. It comes back the other side. And a good play as Eric Holla was going to the net. The Leafs got in the way of that. Pass ahead for Tavares. Across the line. Looking for Michelli. Michelli trying to outfight his man. Got the puck free for Nylander. And then it rolled off his stick. Willie has it again down low for Tavares and Michelli. Back to the point to Tanev over on the left side for McCabe. Slot area for Tavares. Tavares back into the corner and around the boards to the near side. McCabe won't get there in time to keep it in. And the Leafs are getting a change started with Nashville deep in their own zone. 7:16 to play, second period. 3-2 Toronto. Played off the boards to center to the line, but not in. Trying to lift it in now. Tyson Yost had to wait for teammates to get onside. Riley on the wing and played along the boards by Carlo. Matthews had it roll off his stick and now brought back in over the line by Ryan O'Reilly. Into the corner, drop pass for O'Reilly. A pass in front, partially deflects to the near boards. Kept alive by Nashville. The battle ensues down in the near corner. O'Reilly banked it off his skate and went right through the goal crease to the far side. Back to the blue line, just kept in. Into the slot area, shot, gloved by Caden Primo. Off the stick of Philip Forsberg, and he will stop play with a face-off in the Toronto zone when we return. The Leafs 3, the Predators 2. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran,
I feel an overwhelming sadness,
to the Lumineers, Gracie Abrams, and beyond. The Coffee House serves up the singer-songwriters reshaping the sound of this moment, alongside stripped-down classics and acoustic covers. Drop in to the Coffee House, Channel 17, and at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it!
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott Arniel. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games, certainly with this year and what's kind of going on. It is something that we seriously have to look at, and if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Network.
We had an opportunity when we were down in South Bend, Indiana, to hook up with Luke Pearson, Robbie Pearson's son, who's a goaltender playing for the Fighting Irish hockey team. Robbie is on his way. He's never been to South Bend, never been to Notre Dame. He's going to maybe the biggest game of the year in South Bend. USC is there this week. So I told him, I said, it's a very special spot. You'll enjoy it. But we're wishing Luke all the best between the wickets in a glorious new building, the Compton Family Arena. Ralphie, you wouldn't believe the weight room and the training facilities and everything in this building is, I mean, it is gargantuan.
Yeah.
It's better than anything in the National Hockey League.
Well, I know a lot of teams I played for had weight rooms, but
couldn't find it?
No.
Well,
I thought it was a rumor.
You know why? Because a lot of clothes used to be hung on this stuff, right? You probably thought it was just a cloakroom.
I go in and wait for a little while and leave. Yeah.
Oh, that was the weight room.
The weight room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Never mind. I'm not telling you anything more. Shot deflects wide of the Nashville goal. The Leafs keep it in. Tavares back to the point. Dished off there by Oliver Ekman-Larsson to Tavares again. Tavares trying to keep the puck in, but it's poked out at center. Oliver Ekman-Larsson a 2-on-1, but getting back to take it away was Benoit. Good play there defensively by the Leaf defenseman. Benoit poking it up ahead. Mple doesn't get it out. Banks it ahead, though, and it is pushed to center ice by Tavares down into Nashville territory, allowing a change of players with 5:44 to play in the second period. Lead pass goes too far down into the Leaf zone, but no icing. Back behind the net is Tanev. Along the boards, McCabe. Engaged on the far side was Robertson, but it comes out in front of the net. And a scramble, and the big glove from Caden Primo gets out in a maze of legs to stop play.
There really hasn't been a lot of great plays to generate scoring chances,
no,
right?
It's been strange, haven't they? Yeah.
All scrambles and
giveaways and quick turnovers.
And redirections. You know, when you're talking about the weight room, I remember Billy Smith, during his great time with the New York Islanders, they wanted him to ride the bike at training camp, and part of the off-ice program, and he said to Al Arbor, he said, Bill Torrey, do you want me to stop the puck, or do you want me to compete in the Tour de France? You pick, and I'll do it.
How'd that work out?
Smitty didn't do the bike.
No, he didn't do the bike. Times have changed, haven't they?
Yes, they
You're
have.
listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Betting partner of the NHL. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca. T&Cs apply.
Wherever Canadians raise a glass, you'll find Molson. There's a good reason for that. When you've been in Canada for over 230 years, you get around. In the cups and fridges of Canadians, generation after generation, Molson has a beer for everyone. So raise a glass or cup or whatever you pour your Molson in, because it doesn't matter what it's in. It matters where it's from. Canadian, export, ultra, excel, Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama. Made precisely for you.
This is Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Cross-ice pass, shoots and scores! Holy mackerel, they're up 3-0.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
5:21 left in the second period, being brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance, it's really big on care. Predators get it in over the line to O'Reilly, who curls to the far half boards. A point shot, trying to get a redirect in front of the net there from Stamkos. It didn't work. And now the Leafs get it out at center ice. Tripped on the play there. That might have been the first legitimate penalty that could have been called, and it wasn't. Cowan bangs to the far boards. It goes loose into the near corner. Tanev back of the net, got it ahead, and now brought out by Nyes. Nyes with a bank pass for Cowan that was a bit too far. Cowan gets down and rubs his man out against the boards. You're seeing that Cowan is
physical.
Yes, he is. He's certainly not small by any stretch of the imagination. And now Matthews gets to center and sends a bouncing shot in to allow a change up front with 4:19 to play in the second period. In over the line comes Bunting. Played it around back of the net, but Morgan Riley comes away with it and gets it ahead at center. Domi, nice move to get in over the line. He's got a man going to the net. Robertson with a shot. That was stopped in the rebound. Goes around back of the goal. Leafs in control back of the net. Robertson works to the far corner, back to the point. Riley a shot, just one, and the rebound off the end boards that Domi had blocked there on a good play by Spencer Stastny. Played down into the Toronto zone. Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets it ahead, and across the line, Bobby McMahon scores! His first shot was blocked, but the rebound came right back on his stick off of Brady Shea, and McMahon makes it a 2-goal lead.
Every goal in this game has looked like a fortunate bounce. And here Bobby McMahon, left-handed shot, gets some room down the right wing side. Original shot is blocked, and when it comes back, the angle is changed by about 8 feet. As the goaltender comes out, butterflies on the first attempt. I don't think Shea knew where it was. McMahon got it right back and just again threw it to the net. And it went into that open side between the left skate and the post, and the Leafs have regained their 2-goal lead.
Second goal of the season, and a long shot is into the chest of Primo. And now Tyson Jost gets in a shoving episode in front of the goal with Brandon Carlo, but he's looking up at Carlo.
And one of the things, the Leafs still have not had a power play in this game. Like you said, they probably got away with
the worst infraction.
The most obvious infraction of the night. Yeah, you're right. And, you know, if you're Nashville, you're saying, wait a second, you don't call that. And the Leafs go down and score to make it 4-2.
3:26 left to play in the period. Leafs led 2-0 at the end of the first. Nashville tied the game before the 4:05 mark. And now the Leafs have restored the 2-goal lead, and a shot from the angle off the stick of Evangelisto and off the glove of the Leafs goaltender wide. And now Nashville back in the center ice area, turn it over. Cleared up on the wing and brought in over the line by the Leafs. Roy, he knocks it down on the far boards, can't come up with it. Brought in over the line by Tyson Jost. Jost with a shot, blockered away, big rebound. Nylander comes away with it, he gets it ahead for Roy. Roy to the line and in, trying to find a way to get it to Willie, but that didn't work. Played out at center ice, bounced high in the air, and a glove pass. Whistled down by one of the linesmen.
I'll tell you, Nick Law turned the puck over at the Nashville line, and the Leafs were trying to get a change in. But he stayed with it to get back into the play, break it up, and eventually the hand pass causes the whistle. I'm not sure what that Oliver Ekman-Larsson is rather animated in this discussion with the referee as he heads to the Leaf bench. Not sure. Did you see anything away from the play?
No.
He seemed to be rather upset about it.
That'll learn you.
Pretty important 2:50 though here to go in the second period.
I agree. Flipped in by Yossi. Far side, Riley has it on the boards. Had it knocked away. It goes down into the corner for Cole Smith. Smith is engaged over there by Roy. Now pushed up on the wing, but unable to reach it there was Joshua. Back of the net for Brandon Carlo. Chopped along the boards and played to the line, and Joshua gets it the rest of the way into neutral ice. Back come the Predators, in across the line. Dropped on the right wing side, and a shot that may have been going wide is covered up and held by Primo, and then Brandon Carlo gets in a little shoving match back of the net.
They both going?
Well, I haven't seen anybody.
It was Weisblatt that threw the punch at Carlo. They might both be going.
Weisblatt seems to be.
Well, I mean, Carlo's chirping him the whole way,
all the way to the
penalty
bench.
box.
Yep.
And yeah, they're both going to go. So a little 4-on-4. I'm sure roughing is the agreed upon call.
Nick Robertson and Oliver Ekman-Larsson get the assists on the McMahon goal.
By the speed of Bobby McMahon, right? And that's, I guess, one of the things you were disappointed at in the playoffs. You thought he was built for the postseason. He just had 3 assists last spring. Did not play his rookie year. Was injured in the 7-game series against the Bruins.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson has carved himself a nice 3-point night so far. Here the Predators trying to work in front of the net. Stolen back, and then it was pushed just wide of the lead goal. Near side for Paula, trying to get it back in along the boards. Yossi sends it to the net. That's knocked away. Forsberg around back of the net looking for O'Reilly. That doesn't work, but Yossi comes out of the corner with it. Back into the slot and a shot. That deflected off a body and went wide. Grabbed off by Matthews. Played up on the wing now for Nylander. Nylander ahead for Matthews to center. Matthews curling back. Works a pass ahead at center. Nylander is able to carry in over the line. Shielding the puck nicely. In front of the net for Matthews. Wrap around attempt. And that was stopped on the short side by Annunen on the far wing. Predators back at center. Forsberg can't get in across the line. Lead pass by the Leafs goes astray. Tavares trying to get away. The linesman had it in his skates.
Well, yeah, he broke up the Nashville attempt to get into the zone and then took out a Leaf player trying to make a pass.
Now Tavares across the line for McMahon, trying to go wide. Works it to the far boards. 56 seconds in the period. A shot by Oliver Ekman-Larsson went just wide. And it's back out at center ice. OEL goes around back to the Toronto goal. Starts out slowly. Up the middle it'll go, and a drop pass finds Tavares. To the line and in. Left wing side, curling back at center. Leafs with 30 seconds left in the period. May be content just to try and kill off the remaining time here and carry a 2-goal lead to the third period. Now McCabe gets in over the line. Dropped the puck back, but it was an ill-advised drop for Domi. Brought back the other way now by Nashville in on the right side. A shot. Big pad save made. 12 seconds left and the Leafs break it back the other way. And across the line, a long shot taken there on the far side. Was blockered away nicely by Annunen. And heading back to the defense, Brandon Carlo, who took the shot. I don't think he realized he had more time.
Yeah.
But the horn goes to end the period. The teams trade 2 goals apiece. And the Leafs 2-0 lead has a 2-goal lead at the end of 40 minutes, 4-2.
And Leafs still without a power play in this game, but I thought it was so key. You get the 2-goal lead back, get into the dressing room, leading by at least 2, so the Leafs will take that first multi-goal lead of the season into the third period.
They scored 2 on 6 shots in the second period, and the Predators have outshot the Leafs 22-15 thus far in the game. Ailish Forfire and Justin Cuthbert coming your way. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Tomorrow, a News Nation Town Hall event live from the Kennedy Center. Chris Cuomo, Bill O'Reilly, Stephen A. Smith, plus a nationwide exclusive one-on-one interview with the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Join us for a nationwide conversation. For a night of television you cannot afford to miss.
Cuomo, live from the Kennedy Center. Listen live on SiriusXM's POTUS, Channel 124. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. East, right after Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Or go to newsnationnow.com.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or 2, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott R. Neal. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games, certainly with this year and what's kind of going on. It is something that we seriously have to look at. And if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore. What's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mountain. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch of highway we haven't been able to cover. So let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken. Don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
The Leafs Radio Network.
Here's a pass back to Willie on the far side, closing in front of the net. He gets another one. Whacked out another shot. They score! Tavares off a Willie Nylander shot on the far side. And the Leafs regain the lead, 3-2.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert for your intermissions and a quick pregame, full pregame and a quick postgame coming your way after the third period. A 4-2 lead for the Maple Leafs after 40 minutes, after what looked like it was going downhill quick. A quick bounce back for the Predators, 2 goals in like 45 seconds, and then the Leafs regained a 2-goal lead thanks to Tavares and McMahon. So some pros and some cons from that period.
Yeah, a 45-second blip, give or take, for the Maple Leafs prompts a timeout from Craig Berube. I guess expertly utilized, given that it did cut the bleeding. The Maple Leafs were able to respond. It wasn't immediate. That wasn't as good of a period as their first period, and they did give up a couple goals, clearly, but they reestablished their 2-goal lead, and they can be feeling okay about themselves heading into the intermission after 40 minutes. I will say, Bobby McMahon scores the 4th goal. I'm not really sure that the Max Domi-Nick Robertson pairing will ever work, despite the winger, Bobby McMahon.
Bobby McMahon looks great.
But they've been really good tonight. They've led the way in terms of their possession numbers. They've definitely been on the right side of the puck more often than not tonight, and rewarded for that goal on a night where, we're seeing a lot from Oliver Ekman-Larsson, John Tavares, William Nylander waking up to a certain extent. Maybe not much going on for the top line, but the third line has definitely pulled their weight tonight and reestablishing that 4-2 2-goal cushion.
I feel like Bobby McMahon deserves a little attention just in terms of what we can expect from him this year. Last year, 20 goals, 34 points on the season after 15 the year before. Didn't play as many games. But, I mean, I'm hoping for him to continue building. Like, there was some time last year where he would go on these hot streaks. He'd get a couple points over a weekend or a couple game stretch. And I feel like he's a guy that really builds the confidence when he's playing well and he's producing, and he can be a really important impact guy down the lineup. But right now, the bottom 6 isn't really like a problem in terms of point production for the Maple Leafs. They've gotten a lot of goals. Like, they've been putting the puck in the net. But yeah, I think the fit is the question that we're trying to figure out with the bottom 6, with that third line. How it's going to work out. Is that going to be where Nick Robertson lands all year? I want to give Bobby McMahon some praise because he's a sneaky good goal scorer. We saw that again today, like a good second effort. I mean, it wasn't exactly how he drew it up, but he puts the puck in the net and he can go on these hot streaks, and he's had a good start to the season.
The speed plays. Like, he can be a very effective player for this team on really any number of lines. Like, if you want to throw him on the top line for a while, I think he can make some things happen. Clearly, he's had success with John Tavares and William Nylander. Third line makes a lot of sense. The fourth line makes a lot of sense for Bobby McMahon. He's just a high-energy guy who can make things happen with his wheels. Really, Nick Robertson only had to tap the puck ahead to him because Bobby McMahon was winning the race between them, and he ended up scoring that goal, as you mentioned, on that second effort. Probably shouldn't go the intermission without mentioning that, Oliver Ekman-Larsson continues to play well in this game. A nice little play with William Nylander to get John Tavares his goal. So signs of life, certainly, from a second line with Matias Michelli, who, I don't know, I'm not going to say that, everything's fixed, that, wow, we've carved out a position for him. But the second line has been better than it's been in this game.
OEL, 3 points tonight. Like, let's say the Morgan Riley PP1 experiment is short-lived. I mean, he's obviously the next guy in line, but like, does he have an offensive upside that we're learning tonight, or is this just an outlier of a night where he's kind of all in it?
Like, deep down, he's got it a little bit, right? Like, way back in the day, Arizona Coyotes heyday, he was a power play quarterback. He was a guy with a weapon of a shot. He's the guy who can basically run the umbrella, but he's a bit of a different player now. Like, he went to Florida, and people that go to Florida don't exit Florida as the same person. He's a little surlier now, and I think, he was probably a bit of a stretch to be that, like, dominant offensive guy way back in the day, and that's part of his skill set that exists. It's a little dormant, and it's probably not what you want to rely on every single time out, but he can make a play every now and then, and I think it's a good thing when he's activated and he's thinking offense, because they certainly need just a little bit more of that from the back end, especially when you have a shutdown pair that is virtually devoid of offensive talent, despite Jake McCabe scoring in this game, that plays a lot of minutes. And you want to rely on them for a lot of minutes because they do really, really well in those minutes. But at some point, you need other sources of offense. And in this game, Leafs have had a lot of sources of offense, no stronger than Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Yep. Producer Armin saying that OEL only had 1 3-point game last season. So starting strong. And then also I just found out that it's Matias Michelli's birthday today.
There you go. And he just couldn't get that goal. It had to be Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
still a third
Maybe there's
period
one in
for
the
him.
third for Matthias.
Well, now that we know that, I think it's bound to happen. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll get you set for the third period. Oh, it was Armin's birthday yesterday. We forgot.
Happy birthday, Armin.
Armin, I'm so sorry. Wow, you and Matthias Michelli born
I want to hear all
a
about
day
the
apart.
weekend now. Let's get to break.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll get you set for the third period on the other side. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hockey. It's taken over our basements, our driveways, and our backyards. And at Rona, we wouldn't change a thing. That's why we make sure your home can take any hits hockey throws its way. So hockey can keep taking over your laundry rooms, your living rooms, your garages, your kitchens. Make sure your home is ready for hockey season with Rona. Build it right, build it Rona.
With most Subaru models, all-wheel drive comes standard. Heated front seats, high ground clearance, Apple CarPlay, standard. Eyesight driver assist to help when you're distracted by fall foliage, standard. Guy announcing the radio ad now wanting a Subaru? Yeah, standard. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models and get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Hey, seriously, can I get one?
Bet365 is partner of the NHL. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca. T&Cs apply.
Wherever Canadians raise a glass, you'll find Molson. There's a good reason for that. When you've been in Canada for over 230 years, you get around. In the cups and fridges of Canadians, generation after generation, Molson has a beer for everyone. So raise a glass or cup or whatever you pour your Molson in. Because it doesn't matter what it's in, it matters where it's from. Canadian, Export, Ultra, Excel, Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Okay, category is ways Desjardins Insurance goes the extra mile to make insurance easy. First question, what are some of the things you can easily do online or in the app?
Oh, view your policy.
Add a new driver.
Oh, update your address when you move.
Easy. You guys are good.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance. Here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
This is Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Johnny Torado! And the Leafs lead 1-0.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert. A 4-2 lead for the Leafs after 40 minutes. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard presented by Bet365. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Same as it was. 3 games ongoing, 8 games in total tonight. The Kraken and Canadians are tied at 2 after 2. Oilers have a 1-0 lead over the Rangers at MSG with a Trent Frederick goal. It's 1-1 Lightning and Capitals. Alexei Protas has tied that one up. Still to come tonight, the Golden Knights are in Calgary to take on the Flames. The Wild and Stars will do battle in the Central Division. The Hurricanes will visit the San Jose Sharks, and the Anaheim Ducks will host the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Big quick comment on Caden Primo. He faced a little bit of adversity there. The first goal was definitely not the best. A little bit of a blooper. McCarron coming down from the point, getting that one just wasn't pretty. And then 45 seconds later, another one. Holla with the similar kind of net front tap in, but he rebounded pretty well. They have been out shooting the Maple Leafs big time. The Leafs only had 6 shots and 2 goals in that period. So he faced a little bit of a push, and I'm glad that his team also helped bail him out. Like, this is a big spot for him. This is his first NHL game in a long time. He's trying to make this team as a reliable backup goalie to a guy that's out for an indefinite amount of time. Like, it's a It's a nerve-wracking spot to be in, so I was glad that he had some help from his teammates to get that game back to a 2-goal lead, but also he stood strong after a big push from the Preds.
Yeah, I don't think either goaltender is turning in a above-average performance tonight, per se, but I like Primo better than Annunen right now, so win the goaltending battle. That's really all you can ask of your backup, and especially a backup named Caden Primo tonight making his debut for the Maple Leafs, so something to build on. Let's see if he can keep it going in the third.
All right, third period is just around the corner. Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph will have the call. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The pop is true. I'm a sucker for you. The drops. The bars. And the riffs that defined a decade. Pop hits from the 2010s. The 10 Spot, Channel 11, and at home with the SiriusXM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid, and they need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM and the Leafs Radio Network.
A 4-2 lead carried to the third period by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oliver Ekman-Larsson having a great night with 3 points, a goal, and 2 helpers. Career high is a 4-point night. Number of years ago.
Bobby McMahon, I think, has been noticeable as well. Scored in the second period, but also hit the goalpost on a breakaway earlier in the period.
John Tavares has a goal and a helper.
Nobody's really stood out, right? I mean, OEL's numbers are obviously very impressive on the blue line, but even the goal that he scored.
Yeah, it was kind of different, yeah.
Went off a stick and in.
Didn't look like it was his, did it? So we're ready to go with the face-off coming at center ice. Tavares leans in. The puck is almost dropped. And now the puck is dropped. And we're underway as the Leafs control back at their blue line. Up ahead off Mple and down into the Predator zone. Tavares gets in on the forecheck. Mple centers in front of the net. Shot hit the back of the post, and now Nylander backhanding it in on goal, and Annunen makes the save, but Willie came very close to extending the lead.
What about Mple, though? Races to the left wing boards, and as soon as he gets there, rifles it onto the tape of Willie Nylander in front of the net. Nylander the first time redirects it, then got it back. But
draw one by Toronto. Bank pass to the side of the goal by Riley, and trying to chip it in on the short side was Tavares, but it comes out into neutral ice. Predators with a pass into neutral ice, brought in on a delayed offside, and the Maple Leafs have under control in their own end now. Both teams getting a change in. Morgan Riley waiting patiently for his forwards to gather, and now gets it up on the wing for Brandon Carlo. Chipped in over the line, down into the far corner. Nyes getting there first. Cowan is out in front of the net, but they can't get him the puck. Down the boards, the Leafs are able to keep it in. And now the Predators have gobbled it up, and Perbix gets to center with a pass in on the left wing. Long shot directed wide of the net by Caden Primo. Off a stick and banked up on the near wall. Leafs get it up off a skate to center as Cowan couldn't control it. Forsberg for the Predators. Pass for O'Reilly doesn't connect. Nyes dropping it back for Matthews. Matthews will give it back to his defense and head to the bench. Cowan hustling over there as well on Robertson. Took a pass at center but couldn't penetrate in over the line. Puck against the boards, chopped out. Robertson trying to get some speed going. Got it in over the line for McMahon. He'll go into the corner after it on the far side. Robertson trying to help out, finds Domi. Domi cycles it back behind the net, but McMahon was gone to the front of the goal, and that allows the Preds to get possession. A long bank pass up on the left wing. Trying to drive in over the line there was Svechnikov, but it was broken up and cleared to the line and out, and then shot in offside. 2 minutes into the third period. The Leafs with a 4-2 lead over the Nashville Predators, and it's a homestand for the Maple Leafs. The New York Rangers, who are having difficulty scoring
at home,
home particularly, are here on Thursday night.
What have they gone 8 periods?
Something like that.
Throughout the season, shut out by Washington. Long-time Rangers. Chris Kreider moving on to Anaheim. Jacob Trouba moved on to the Ducks as well. And
personally, it can't happen to a nicer city. The Yankees losing. I'm sorry, but I just am not a New York fan. No.
I'm a Billy Joel fan.
Do you know?
Well, this Long Island.
But there are more people on a street corner in New York than when I grew up in Sudbury.
There's no reason to dislike them.
They're just rude. Played off the boards and down into the center ice area. The Leafs go back. Riley regrouping with his defense partner, Brandon Carlo, but it is chipped down the ice from the Leaf side of center. And that'll bring about an icing call here against the Leafs.
Well, you like this then.
Okay.
The Rangers have surpassed the 2001-2002 Florida Panthers. 155 minutes and 17 seconds. That was the record for the longest season opening streak without a goal on home ice.
Ooh.
Amongst teams that still exist, the now defunct Pittsburgh Pirates are the only team with a longer streak, 187 minutes and 19 seconds back in 1928.
The Buccos.
Yes.
I love the Pittsburgh Pirates. Speaking of which, we're going to Pittsburgh in a couple of weeks to go and see the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brought in over the line by Nashville. A drop pass and a shot kicked away nicely by Primo. Against the boards, the Leafs get it up on the wing, and out they come on the wing with Yarncrook. He got tangled up with the linesman, and that turnover allows Stamkos in on the wing with a pass in. It was deflected wide. It goes into the near corner, and the Leafs have it there, and now brought out by Matthew Nyes. And to Riley, who will just dump it down into Predator territory to allow a change of the defense. Brought out slowly by Perbix. Left wing feed. Cross the line, trying to drive the net there was McCarron. And the net gets blasted into the corner. And now we've got everybody up in arms as Cowan got knocked down.
And I think it's Nashville going to get the penalty, Joe.
Nothing more develops.
Yeah, I believe it was Cowan, was it not, that got drilled into the net?
Yeah, it was Weisblatt that did the...
Yeah, the Leafs had a lot of players coming in defense of Cowan. Some interference is going to be the call, and the Leafs could put a stamp on this game here with their first power play tonight.
How's the power play been so far this year?
0 for 6, and gave up a shorthanded goal to Montreal in the first power play.
Not only 0 for, it's negative.
Yeah.
Well, it can only get better. And they're too talented not to but they're certainly not getting a lot of practice at it, are they?
But I mean, this is where, this is a moment in a game where you say you can put a stranglehold on the opposition. You score here. Extend the lead to 5-2.
Draw to the right of the Nashville goal. Won by the Predators. Swept along the boards, but Matthews is able to block. Sends it down into the corner, far side for Nylander. Nylander tried to tip it back to Tavares, but it is grabbed off by the Preds and sent down into the Leaf end. Quickly ahead for Morgan Riley. Drop pass now for Nylander, who wheels through center. Nylander hits the line and in on the left wing for Nyes. Nyes into the corner, stops it up. Back it goes to Riley. Riley back into the corner for Nylander. Played back to the point to Riley. Riley to Nylander again on the near boards. He works into the corner, centers in front. Off to the far side looking for Tavares, but it was out of his reach. Riley in the center ice area. Up on the wing and in over the line he comes. Plays it in for Willie. Into the slot. A quick shot taken there by Nyes. Went off the side of the goal. Predators intercept, and they're going to carry it to center and bank it down into Toronto territory with 57 seconds left to go in the power play. The Nyes chance, the best one the Leafs had. Riley for Mple. Across the line to the far side. Leafs get a break and then don't take advantage of it as Domi stick handled out over the line. Mple working back in neutral ice. Crisscrosses, then gets it off to McMahon. McMahon works to the left wing side and then drops it back, and the Leafs are not getting any penetration to even get it in the zone. Now Mple, left wing side for Robertson and in. Robertson stops it up and gets it back to the blue line to OEL and over on the far side for Domi. Back of the net for McMahon. Centering pass off the goal post by Robertson. Robertson again with it in the high slot. Curls to the left wing half boards. Still with it down into the corner for Domi. Centering pass into the goal crease area. And it trickles wide. Penalty is over. And I'd have to say that the second unit had better opportunities.
Yeah, hit a goal post by Robertson. And Bobby McMahon almost jammed one in.
But it goes for naught, and it is still a 2-goal lead. Here's Roy working in over the line and dropping it back. Set around the boards by Dakota Joshua. Centered in front of the goal. No shot coming. Now it does as Yarncrook spun, and a save made there by Annunen. Joshua plays to an open corner. Big Roy over there to bang into his man Stastny, but the Preds get it out at center. Forsberg in with a shot. Pad save. Juicy rebound in front. Cleared away by the Leafs into the far corner. Back of the net for McCabe. McCabe gives it away in front of the net, trying to find his defense partner, but the Preds don't take advantage of it. Now they get a shot in on goal, and Primo is down to swallow that up.
Boy, that has been the early Achilles heel of the Leafs, right? Those unforced errors in their own zone that have led to scoring chances the other way, but this time, Caden Primo bails them out by smothering it.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
To win your fantasy football league, you need to be one step ahead of the competition. And at SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, we're giving you the edge you need to take home the trophy.
Do not plan your team around last week's results. Plan your team around this week's expectations.
Our experts are doling out start-sit advice, waiver pickups, and so much more to help you win a championship.
If you do not have any drops, you should not make any ads.
They're bored.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The Leafs Radio Network.
Face off in the Toronto zone to the left. Montreal Canadiens playing their home opener tonight. Did a marvelous tribute as only they can to the late Ken Dryden.
Yeah, Philadelphia did the same for Bernie Perron.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I thought, what a great idea. Instead of a moment of silence, they said, how about a standing ovation for Bernie Perron? And they did that, and now a rolling puck in front of the goal. Oh, and Primo got his left pad over just in time to knock that away. Preds keep it in. Around back of the net, the Leafs in control of the puck into the corner. Nylander wheels out of that corner and carries to center. Willie's to the line and in. Willie to the right wing side with a shot, and it's covered up by Annunen and held for a face-off in the Predator zone. Big save.
Hit a leg in front, and then it was Evangelista. Right at the top of the crease. Tried to swat the loose puck. Low blocker side on Primo, who just kicked out the pad.
Draw to the left in the Nashville zone. Tavares leans in, got the draw back to the point, near side for Riley. Sent wide to the goal side of the net for Tavares. Quickly to Nylander, centering pass. Trying to get a stick on it was Mple before he was tied up, and it went wide. Predators get it back into the Toronto zone. Scrum in the far corner, and the Preds get it back to the point. Dropped off on the far wing for McCarron. McCarron and Carlo, two big bodies in the corner banging for it as it comes free to Willie, and Nylander will play it out into the center ice area to get a change going. Brady Shea goes back into his own zone. 12:19 to play in the third. Leafs are nursing a 2-goal lead. Played down into the Leaf zone. Toronto trying to even its record at 2-2. Predators are 2-0-1 coming into tonight's action. Bouncing puck to Tanev. Defense partner McCabe gets his pass. Got it to the line and just out at center. Now a bouncing puck is restored in the Leaf zone, and Tanev is there to turn with it. Looks up ice and has to go off a stick into neutral ice. And Nyes intercepts a pass, got it back in, and his wrist shot ramps off a stick and goes up into the screen and out of play.
Now, one thing we have not seen yet.
What haven't we seen yet?
Austin Matthews going to tear.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think you like the puck handling is back, you know, where he's protecting the puck in the offensive zone, stick handling, using his body to shield.
He's getting chances and getting shots on goal, but you got to shoot more. Leafs get it down into the corner, and the Preds turn it back. Played by Stamkos into the far corner and out into neutral ice. And now here's Steven Stamkos getting it to the line and shooting it in. Around on the boards it goes to the far side. Chipped to the line but not out. Back to the point once more. Long shot, deflects, and is gloved by the Leafs. Benoit, he's going to get it to the line, but it goes off a stick into the Maple Leaf bench. You know, one of the things we have, one of the big stuff in Unionville, our Unionville men's slow pitch league has the Pride of Unionville slow pitch tournament every year. And Steven Stamkos comes back and plays in it all the time. A wonderful baseball player. I mean, just really talented. All of my sons got to play on that team again this year, and they won the tournament. So I was talking to Steven before the game. He said, that's the highlight of my year so far. I said, yeah, I can understand that.
Sure, Barry Trotz would say, I hope it's not the highlight of...
No. Pass for McMahon was gobbled up. Preds get it across the line. And along the boards, it goes back to the blue line. A shot gloved by Primo. It was going wide, but he stops play with 10:25 to go in the period.
Primo's looked solid. Top 25 at 27 so far.
He hasn't been out of position. He doesn't seem to be...
Now, even out of the 27 shots, maybe 3 or 4 have been the difficult variety, but no different what we've seen at the other end of the ice. The Leafs have scored 4 on 19. And Annunen really has not come up with a barrage of difficult saves himself.
Barry Trotz was saying that they hadn't got a save yet, and so maybe being a little critical, but UC Saros is a pretty good goaltender to have as your number 1, isn't he? Leafs to center. Oh, nifty move by Nylander. In across the line it goes. Mple shot it just wide on the far post. Willie was down on one knee, stick handling like a fiend. Centering pass intercepted, and out come the Predators to center ice. Evangelista in on the left wing, dropping it back for Yossi, and the shot went off a skate and went wide.
And that was close to being offside.
I thought so. Played ahead. Michelli looking for a teammate, finding Robertson in the middle of a change. Robertson, or at least Nylander, down into the corner, sent it around on the far side. Backhanded again by Oliver Ekman-Larsson back of the net. And the Preds start back up ice at center. A pass on the wing is gobbled up there by Cowan for Matthews. 2-on-1 with Nyes. Matthews into Nyes. Back to Matthews. Score! Holy mackerel, what a goal! And the Leafs lead 5-2.
Well, we said we haven't seen the barrage of goals for Matthews. You said he's got to be more selfish. For a split second, we thought, oh no. He passes it off to Matthew Nyes, and Nyes gets it and funnels it right back. Austin Matthews is wide open to the left of the Nashville goaltender, as Matthews has his second of the season.
First time against a goalie.
Yes. Let's throw that in there. What a great 2-on-1.
Oh!
I mean, that's skill right there. And I believe, was it Jonathan March or so was the only man back?
Brought in over the line by the Leafs again on the right wing side. Sharp angle shot and a toe save made by Annunen. Leafs with the first 3-goal lead of the contest. Halfway through period number 3. Off the boards. A pass to the left wing side. Morgan Riley has to go back to restore it. And then it's banked down into Nashville territory. Easton Cowan is the one who got the puck ahead. And he picks up his first NHL point. Does Easton Cowan. And a penalty is coming to Nashville. Whoa, and a late hit then by Forsberg. That was on Cowan. That could have been a penalty as well, couldn't it?
Well, especially when Forsberg knew all too well that the penalty was being called. We'll see if this is going to be a 5-on-3. I don't know if the Leafs are going to get that lucky.
Nope.
Forsberg gets away with just a late hit.
So the Maple Leafs can maybe put the finishing touch.
Partner of the NHL. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca. T&Cs apply.
Okay, category is ways Desjardins Insurance goes the extra mile to make insurance easy. First question, what are some of the things you can easily do online or in the app?
Oh, view your policy.
Add a new driver.
Oh, update your address when you move?
Easy. You guys are good.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance. Here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
How scared are you guys?
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
This is Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Scores! Johnny Tavares opens the scoring!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
The key to victory brought to you by Rona. Rona knows the game we love is hard on the home, so make sure your home is ready to take on hockey season. Visit Rona.ca for more details. Build right, build it, Rona. Well, the gang, Ailish and Justin suggested that Primo had to be
decent,
as a rolling puck in on goal is swallowed up by Anna.
He has that.
Would you suggest that he's been decent?
I would say 2 goals against in the first 52 minutes, and it was actually just 44 seconds that he wasn't decent.
Yeah.
But has made some rather large saves here in the third period.
So Easton Cowan gets his first ever NHL point as the Leafs win the draw, and a shot deflects off a stick just wide of the net as Nyes was there, and then it is cleared off a stick into the stands, and no penalty. So the face-off coming to the right of Justus Annunen. Matthews second from Nyes and Cowan to escalate the lead to 5-2. The Leafs with the puck in the offensive zone. Matthews back at the far point to Tavares. Wrist shot coming. Blocker save. Rebound. Oh, and it was shot by Riley behind the goalkeeper out the other side.
I think the pass by Tavares surprised him. Tavares had his back to the net and threw a backhand pass across the crease onto the stick of Riley, but it seemed to shock him. It got there.
Riley goes back with it around back of the Leaf goal. Starts out, drops the puck back for Nylander. Nylander coming through neutral ice with speed to the line and in. Left wing side for Nyes. Nyes stops up at the near half wall. Works it off the boards to Riley. Riley pumping it around back of the net. Trying to come away with it. Nylander into the far corner. Tavares and Matthews play catch. Across for Nylander and a shot. And that was stopped by Annunen. Kept alive along the boards to the line, but it's going to come out at center ice. Tavares has to go back. Quickly brings it right back in again. Little move going to the backhand, and he couldn't slide it through the legs of Annunen. Leafs get the puck back to the blue line. A half minute to go in the power play. Stolen back by Nashville, but they've got a tired group out there, and they'll get it just to the Leaf line and send it in. 6:38 to go in the third period. Leafs by 3 as Robertson plays it to himself into the far corner, but he couldn't get there in time, and Nashville has sent it down the ice. That'll do it. And the Leafs are 0 for 2 tonight on the power play.
It's looked pretty good, though, isn't it?
0 for 8 on the season, and -1 when you count the shorthanded goal that was scored by Montreal. Robertson against the boards, and out at center it comes. McCabe regrouping the puck back in his own zone. Rink wide pass off a skate. Roy will play ahead, and Joshua sends it deeper into Nashville territory. Puck along the boards, dragged out by Bobby McMahon. Roy shot blocked. Rebound in front of the net. They bang away at it. Comes back to the point for Carlo. His shot went off a leg and went wide. Cleared out at center ice. Oh, we get the Waves started here at Scotiabank Arena. Forsberg got across the line. Stick handling neatly as he lost control then to near boards. A centering pass went wide, and it's going to carry him all the way to center ice. Played in over the line. The Leafs come away with it, chipping it out at center. You know what? Just once I want to see the team that's leading get involved in the wave. I think the coach should have a bit of a coronary after that.
Well, if the guys on the ice join, yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, the guys on the ice have to pay attention. Left wing feed now for Cowan. Cowan against the boards, gets it down along the wall, but can't come out with it. Back to the point, but kept in by Morgan Riley. A shot off the glove of Annunen. Cowan comes away with a loose puck. Centers it in front of the net for Nyes, looking for Matthews. And that didn't connect, but Matthews has it again. He's around back of the net. Overskated, the puck was hooked to the ice. Looks at the official in disbelief. No call. Preds get it back into the Toronto end. Yossi with a long shot that was just wide of the goal. Back to the point of drive. Good save made by Primo to go down and butterfly there. Back to Yossi again. Another shot coming. Blocked in front. Backhanded wide on the rebound. Puck back to Yossi once more. Yossi shoots it again and scores.
Boy, Matthews' line was out on an extended shift. And, I mean, Yossi had a couple of blasts that Primo was able to handle. I'm not sure what happens on the shot that gets through to beat him, as Primo seemed to be retreating back towards the goal line and wasn't able to pick it up through the maze in front. And as he's backing up, gives up more room to the blocker side, and that's where it goes. And Nashville back to within 2, 5-3 with 3:54 to go.
Yossi's first of the season. A mainstay on defense for the Nashville Predators. Leafs win the face-off, and Nylander sends it down into the Nashville zone. So we'll keep an eye on Annunen and see if Andrew Burnett elects to take him out early. Shot blocked. Grabbed off now by the Leaf defense to get it up on the wing to Tavares. Tavares able to free it up and now sent high, and it's going to go too high, as a matter of fact, over the boards and into the Nashville bench. 3:28 left, third period. This one is not put to rest just yet. It is 5-3 in favor of the Leafs. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
The Dodgers and the Brewers battle it out in Game 2 of the National League Championship Series on MLB Network Radio. Live coverage from Milwaukee on now, followed by breakdown and conversation and analysis of the Blue Jays and the Mariners in the ALCS. It's on Channel 89 and on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports, wherever you are, your team plays here.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltendings? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
Schedule for Connor Hellebuck.
He keeps pushing for 82 games. Certainly with this year and what's kind of going on, it is something that we seriously have to look at. And if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate. Weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Leafs Radio Network.
3 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the third period. Face off in the Leaf zone, but the Predators are not going to go with 6 attackers at this point.
Leafs do not need an exciting finish to this game.
Tavares will lean in, the draw one cleanly, and now there goes the goaltender to the bench. Pass back into the slot area for O'Reilly, off on the wing for Yossi. Yossi loses the puck. Tavares gets it out. Nyes is to center with an empty net. Pulls it off, cleans it off to Tavares in front of the goal. Knocked down and scores! Matthews into the empty net.
Boy, penalty was coming up to Roman Yossi. who fumbled it at the Leaf blue line. The Leafs were on attack. Josi takes his man down, but eventually John Tavares, with his third point of the night, floats it to the front of the net. Matthews knocks it down and slams it home from about 14 inches to restore the 3-goal lead for Toronto. Matthews, second of the game now. 2 of his 3 have come into the empty net.
Small price to pay, Mr. Ralph.
They all count, right?
Yes, and you could still score almost 82 goals in the season that way if you can get the empty net each night.
That should be the perfect season, though, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it be?
Perfect season.
Yeah, it's perfect, yes. Here's Nylander stealing and breaking in on the right side. Gets into the slot. Got a shot away, and it ramped off a stick. Went into the corner. I'm going to hit you with a book.
What's that?
Well, you don't read them. You might as well feel them.
Boy, Ekman Larson is chirping with Evangelista. Ekman Larson's had a bit of a burr in his saddle.
Well, he's had a 3-point night.
And Michael Bunting gives him a shot from behind and starts screaming at him.
And I know we have to pick 3 stars, and I would suggest that OEL might be in the mix there somewhere.
Yeah, 3-point night.
Austin Matthews now with
I've got to
2
run it.
goals.
I've got to run it past Armin.
Oh.
Actually, Armin, I gave you some suggestions. You can do the final tally.
All right. Brought in on the left wing by the Predators. A pass across the goal crease didn't connect. And the Leafs try to play it out, but it hits a skate. Kept alive by the Predators. Back along for Marchessault. Long shot deflects wide of the goal. Predators working into the near corner. 2:22 to go. Long shot well wide of the Leaf goal. Gets ahead to Domi, and he looks ahead and finds Robertson. Robertson back to Domi across the line into the slot. Off on the wing for McMahon. In a goal, and that was stopped by Annunen as McMahon cut across the goal crease. Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets it to McMahon. He gets it elevated, but it's knocked down by the Nashville forward. Into the corner it goes. Stastny unable to drop it off. It goes to the left wing side, back off a stick. And the Leafs have cleared it out at center ice with 1:44 to go.
Good read by Nick Robertson to get a stick on that.
Laid down into the zone. A good hit by Benoit to stand up Justin Barron. Puck wedged up against the end boards in the Toronto end of the rink. Gets back to Barron at the point. Long shot. Blockered away nicely there by Primo. Puck around the boards hits the official. OEL after it in the corner. Can't come out with it. Neither could Roy. Back to the point once more. Near side, and a wrist shot scores. Michael Bunting.
He scored with Nashville last year. He scored with Carolina against the Leafs.
Oh, maybe. Wait.
Came out to block it.
Leafs being outshot 30-28. But it is... Now there goes the goaltender to the bench, so the Preds are going to go with 6 attackers again here. Trying to narrow the thing as Nylander gets it ahead for Nyes. Nyes to the red line. Can't control the puck cleanly. Plays it back out at center and to the Nashville blue line. Josi rattles it back into the Toronto end with 36 seconds left to go. Centering pass went off a skate. It comes to the point of drive. That's blocked. The rebound. Shot wide of the Leaf goal. Grabbed off by Nyes. Looks for the empty net, but gives it to Willie. And Nylander will shoot it into the empty net.
Well, the old saying, the scoreboard never lies, but it can stretch the truth. As a 7-4 game, couple of empty netters, some late goals by Nashville. And this should about do it. As Willie Nylander's got himself a 3-point night. And Armin's got some texting to do here.
Weisblatt and Wilsby assisted on the Perbix goal. And Nylander will get a goal here as a long shot is going to be covered up by Primo. Nylander with his second of the season.
Both in the empty net, right?
I think so, yeah. We're leading the league in empty net goals.
Yeah, it was against Montreal.
Yes.
Boy, I had to stop it. Start doing arithmetic again.
Matthews and Nylander scoring into the empty net on opening night. And the time will run out. Peyton Primo picks up his first win as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Easton Cowan rather, gets his first point as a Maple Leaf. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win it by a score of 7-4. And the 3 stars are brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance that's really big on care.
Well, Nylander, I've liked this game tonight. I know we talked about it during the intermission as well. A 3-point night. It's honorable mention. Easton Cowan, first point in the NHL, has looked good with Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes. Honorable mention. I'll go Bobby McMahon with the 3rd star. He had the breakaway in the second period, scored in the second period, a big goal to restore the 2-goal lead for the Leafs. He is star number 3. Star number 2, Johnny Tavares, with a goal and 2 assists. Well, actually, goal and 2 assists is the final total for Tavares and a +2. And star number 1, let's go with Oliver Ekman-Larsson, a goal and 2 assists on the night. For the Leafs. Not pretty when it comes down to it. I'm sure Craig Berube again would want some things cleaned up in his own end. 2 quick goals in the second period. They give up 2 quick ones in the third, but still good enough for a 7-4 victory.
So the Leafs will entertain the New York Rangers here on Thursday night. We hope that you will join us then. A 7-4 win over the Nashville Predators to draw their season statistics to even at the 500 mark as that homestand will continue. We'll ship it off to Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert. You've been listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan on the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
You've been listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Now through October 31st, SiriusXM is giving away a pair of tickets to every MLB postseason game through the World Series. Listen to MLB Network Radio for the clues to be the first caller to correctly name the postseason hero. You'll receive a pair of tickets to an MLB postseason game. MLB Network Radio has your chance to win on SiriusXM 89 in the SiriusXM app. No transportation will be included in connection